An unprecedented day for U.S. law and politics. Donald Trump will soon make a historic appearance in a New York court, which will cement his position as the country's first ex-president to be charged with criminal offences. Now, the case is linked to hush money paid to a porn star before the 2016 election. The 76-year-old billionaire waved to the crowd upon arriving earlier at Trump Tower in Manhattan. He's expected to make his way to a criminal court shortly under the guard of the Secret Service. New York City police are on high alert, with security measures already beefed up outside the courthouse amid fears of violent demonstrations breaking out. But municipal officials are assuring that they haven't witnessed any major influx of protesters to the city in recent days. Mr. Trump's arraignment is set to formally commence at around 2:15 p.m. That's local time. That is 2:15 a.m. here in Singapore. Until then, the details of the charges against him, they remain unknown, even to the former president. They will only be revealed when the indictment is unsealed in court. But reports suggest Mr. Trump could face more than 30 counts of fraud-related charges. It's one of a few investigations into Mr. Trump. And these include a federal case looking into the January 6th Capitol riot, the ex-president's possession of classified documents, and whether election fraud was committed in Georgia. Well, for more, Kate Fisher joins us. She's live in New York. Kate, walk us through the series of events that Donald Trump faces from the moment that this arraignment kicks off.
Absolutely. He'll be waking up this morning in his Manhattan home, about 10 minutes drive from here. I'm in downtown New York. He is in Trump Tower in Midtown. He'll be driving here. They're going to close off the roads to get him here. He'll enter the courthouse and he will be processed like anybody else facing charges in New York City. He'll have his fingerprints taken. We don't believe he will be handcuffed. He won't be needing to be. He already has Secret Service protection. He'll be processed by the district attorney's office, and then he will walk from there into a courtroom, again, just like anybody else who might be facing charges. And that is where he and the rest of the world will learn what exactly the charges are that he faces. That will take place at some point today, we think around 2:15 local time. Then we understand, will not make any comments here in New York, but fly back to his home in Florida, to Mar-a-Lago, where he's due to do a press conference later this evening, which is when we will find out how he intends to fight these charges.
Kate, give us an idea of what's set to happen after those charges are read to him, after this arraignment concludes and Mr. Trump pleads not guilty.
Well, as I say, he'll go back to Florida to do that press conference, which is when we'll hear his game plan, if you like. But the likelihood is that he and his team are going to have to work out how to both run a presidential campaign. He's announced that he's running to become president again in 2024 at the same time as defending him in a court case. So it's going to be a much trickier year or so than his team were planning. Although he's made much of the fact that he is kind of celebrating the fact that he's saying he's being politically persecuted here and it's a witch hunt, and that has caused him to raise a lot of campaign funding. We're told up to $7 million in the last few days, and he's kind of saying that this is a positive thing for his political future. He will still have to deal with being indicted and how to explain that on the campaign trail, and it's going to be a very tricky time for him and his team to work out how they're going to both try to get the biggest job in politics, well, the biggest job in the USA, at the same time as defending him against criminal charges.
Kate, thank you for that. Kate Fisher there reporting for us live from New York.